Hello and welcome to another video. Today we're in Budapest, Hungary at the end of the Yellow Line, one of the oldest metro lines in the world. We're outside Mexikói Út station and we're going to go on a mission through the city, seeing what we can find along this line, inside and outside. So let's get on with it. As you can see, this area is a snazzy little transport hub with some bus and tram connections, as well as a few small stores, bakeries, and everyone's favourite patty munching royal, Burger King. Before heading down into the metro, we need to grab a ticket. For this video I'm using a 24-hour ticket, which at the time of filming cost 2,500 Hungarian forint, or around £5. This metro system has open barriers, but I've never seen a city with so many staff doing ticket checks, so make sure to get a ticket that is valid for all of your journeys during your time here. Now we're down at the platform, it's time for us to take a roll along mainland Europe's oldest metro line.
Utasaikat. Ez az M1-es metró a Vörösparti tér felé. A Széchenyi fürdő következik. Az ajtók a jobb oldalon nyílnak.
This journey takes us from Mexikói Út underneath a major city park and along one of Budapest's biggest avenues, Andrassy Avenue, finishing up just before the river Danube, a journey of around 4.1 kilometers. As we go through the line on today's journey, you'll notice that these first two stations look quite different to the others. That's because this was a 1973 extension to the original line that was built between 1894 and 1896. Out we go to check out one of Budapest's main attractions. So we've taken the metro just one stop so that we can have a look at it, and also because it pretty much passes under the highway, I think. The rest of it should be pretty walkable. The entire line is only about 4.5 kilometers, so we'll dip into some of the stations and also check out the outside as well. If you've been following the other videos, you'll know I had a cold in Poland towards the end, still got it. So trying to struggle through and enjoy myself anyway. Actually, probably could have done with a nice hot bath to flush out this gunk. Ew. Anyway, if you're heading to Budapest and want to check out the famous baths, this is where the most visited one is. Széchenyi Baths boasts 15 indoor baths, 3 grand outdoor pools, as well as saunas, steam rooms, and even a rooftop spa greenhouse. What more could you possibly want? The baths do look very closed off. It would be interesting if there was a viewing area where you could sort of just get some shots of what's inside, or that people outside could see it and be like, oh yeah, I want to go in there. Let's take a look around this park because there are a few other interesting things between here and the next metro station. A funky yet rather empty little amusement park. How delightful. I'm really obsessed with amusement parks. I'm not sure exactly why, but I just find it cool. Not necessarily to go on the rides, but when I was living in South Korea for the last few years, me and my friend went to an abandoned theme park that was just amazing, where you could take Instagram pictures. Some of the theme park was kind of run down, some of it was maintained quite well, some of it was like rusty carriages on wheels and stuff, and you could take cool pictures on them, lots of nice colours. Yeah, so amusement parks really, there's something about them. I used to love them as a kid, going to them, going on all the rides, the fun of it all, the candy, the sweets, the whole thing was just amazing. But now as an adult, it's more just like kind of interested in how the rides are constructed, and if they've been left there and why they've been left is kind of more interesting. It's called Young Land in Seoul if you want to look it up. Very cool. Also, we've just passed the zoo. Zoos are kind of the opposite for me. I'm just like, why are we going to keep these poor animals in captivity when we don't need to? Just for show. Not really my thing, but that's where it is anyway if you want to go. Anyway, we're heading into the park, and I've got this far in the video without discussing the weather. Hopefully this little mini rain shower is going to bring some brighter weather. The sun is starting to come out, I think. Woohoo! I think this is just called City Park, but it's a really nice park. A lot of nice seating areas, cafes, little restaurants. Obviously we've got the zoo and the baths. I think this is trampolines over here. There's also table tennis, kids park, like playground. A lake, is there boats on the lake? I don't know, but a lot of different things going on. It's really nicely designed actually. And yeah, they are trampolines. What a great place to bounce around. Nobody on them though. Everybody must be waiting until trampoline season. Spring. For a fairly big capital city, It feels really quiet today. I don't know if it's like a public holiday that I don't know about, or whether all of this line's in a tourist area. People are working from home maybe, I don't know. Seems like there's not, I mean obviously there's people about, but it seems like it's not that busy. I kind of enjoy it when it's quieter anyway. It's easier to do things, easier to speak to the camera without getting interrupted or noise, and easier to get about. So we'll see if this continues.
And we're off over to something pretty random.
We love a little bridge that goes absolutely nowhere. I'm kind of obsessed with weird things like that, I don't know why. Next we're going to head through Heroe Square and also check out a castle. Yay! I think one of the benefits of me feeling not very well is that my voice actually sounds huskier and sexier. If you agree with that, hit the like button. If you think, oh, you sound awful, why are you even doing this video? Also hit the like button, because we need the algorithm to pop these videos off. Also, yeah, generally everybody that always likes the videos, comments, follows, subscribes, all of these things, it really helps. So this park is actually deceptively huge. It goes all the way around the other side as well. And this side almost looks bigger or seems much more vast with sort of fewer things in this part. By the looks of the map, the castle's on some kind of mini island and there's a path or I guess maybe bridge to it. We'll see. If you're Hungarian and you know, feel free to put it in the comments. Always on these videos, they get a lot of viewers from the country of the video that it's in. And then everybody says, oh, you missed this, you did this, meh. So feel free to put it, it's all good for the algorithm.
On that point, there are always plenty of lovely comments too, the overwhelming majority really. I notice and respond to them all. Even the filthy little trolls probably get a sarcastic response. Anyway, we've got a great find coming up.
How cool is this? I believe it's called the Néprajzi Museum, something like that. Again, my pronunciations of Hungarian is going to be pretty bad. But look at the design of this. It's like built on a slope at this side and also this side. It's kind of reminiscent a bit of the opera house in Oslo, Norway, where it slopes up and you can walk up it. But this is all built in greenery, grass, trees, stairs up the side. It's kind of all boxed nicely on both sides, this side and also this side. It's kind of almost like a giant skate ramp in terms of its shape. So we're going to walk up one of the sides. Do we want to go up this side or this side? They're kind of matching, I think. We're going to go up this side.
The Néprajzi Museum, or in English the Museum of Ethnography, has been housed in this stunning building since 2022 and contains a collection of 225,000 objects, including photographic and film materials, manuscripts, folk music records and priceless records of Hungarian folk culture.
Okay, I'm going for the side steps because when a task is a bit difficult or is going to sap my energy, I'm just going to go for the simplest where I don't have to look at anything else, just the steps, and then we'll work out the beauty of the design at the top. Okay, it's actually quite well designed with the stairs. It's a very subtle incline, so it's pretty easy, even for those of us who are getting out of breath doing anything right now. The only thing you don't want to do is look down through the grated stairs and see actually how high you are, because that's less fun. But the views, this is superb. I didn't even know about this. Beautifully designed and great views over the city. It's just a shame the weather is deciding to remain cloudy. Right, probably should head back down and go towards the castle that I was talking about before. Let's hope it is a castle, because I said castle at Vyšehrad in Prague and then people were like, it's a fort, which obviously I found out once I got there. Hopefully I'm not going to find out that this one's a fort when I get there. I think it's definitely a castle according to the map. So let's go there now.
This is Vajdahunyad Castle, apparently known as a rather romantic castle due to its setting. It's actually an eclectic collage of multiple landmark buildings from various parts of the Kingdom of Hungary, particularly Hunyad Castle in Romania. The fact it contains parts of buildings from various time periods means it displays a range of architectural styles including Gothic, Romanesque, Renaissance, Baroque and Hogwarts. The castle was designed by Ignác Alpár and built in 1896 as part of the Millennial exhibition, which celebrated 1,000 years of Hungary since its conquest of the Carpathian Basin in 895.
Normally when it starts raining it really sort of puts a dampener on the vlog, but here it's just really nice. It's kind of gentle rain and it's sort of adding to the atmosphere. It's giving a bit of like Hungarian Harry Potter in a way. It just seems very Hogwartsy, but in a really nice way, in the nicest possible way.
That's right, British man discusses weather and Harry Potter. How unique, how groundbreaking. This is absolutely worth a visit and a walk around though, really chilled atmosphere.
Right, we're off out away from the castle. It looked as though they were filming some kind of TV show there. Would be a really good set inside. And they were saying don't take photos or videos. A lot of people with lighting and standing around, runners I guess. So I assume a movie or TV. If anybody knows, let me know in the comments. Right, so we need to get back to Heroes Square, or Hősök tere, I think, is the name of the metro station. So we're gonna have a look at the square and then head back into the metro.
Over the bridge we're arriving at Hősök tere, or Heroes Square, which is the largest and most symbolic square in Budapest. It's home to the iconic Millennium monument with statues featuring the 7 chieftains of the Magyars. It's definitely somewhere you should come and take a look around if you're visiting Budapest.
If you ever do come here, watch out for some of the tiled squares. Most of them are matte surface, so even when it's raining they're easy to walk on. But then every so often there's a more like, it's really loud here. Every so often there's a more glossy tile which suddenly you just go. Be careful if you do come here. Anyway, we're now going to go into the next station, Hősök tere, which I'm only kind of remembering because it sounds like who, shuk, and terror. So if we can put 3 English words together, almost slipped. Hopefully it sounds about right.
Or the irony of me going on about slipping over when in real time I'm voiceovering this with a sprained ankle from slipping over on a muddy hill at the most horrendous angle. Absolute fail. Anyway, back down into the metro, loving the yellow rail design on the entrances and the signage. It's more like walking down into a museum, a few cupboards and a living room mirror on the side. Slay! Off we go to the next station, Bajza utca.
How cool are those little old stations? I've never seen anything like that before in any other metros. It's the second oldest metro system in the world, and this line is the particular old one. As I said, it's quite a short running distance, only about 4.5 kilometers. I think most of it down this huge street, Andrassy Avenue. Andrassy. I don't know. One of those. I think almost all of it's down here, so we're just going to walk between some of the stations, dipping in and out, and see what else we can find on the way down there.
Some beautiful buildings and statues on the short walk down to the next station, Kodai Korund. As you can see, fairly cohesive design across the different stations.
It's getting wetter and noisier the further we go down Andrassy Avenue. I don't know whether you can hear this or not. But anyway, we're going to continue walking between the stations because the House of Terror is down here, and also they're pretty close together. It's just a few hundred meters between each station, so it's kind of the opposite of what happened a lot in Warsaw, where the stations were miles apart. Well, not all of them, but some of them were miles apart. These ones are really close. So this is the next one.
A quick look down into Vörösmarty utca station. The station name corresponds to the street that intersects Andrassy Avenue, with both named after poet and dramatist Mihaly Vörösmarty. Back outside we reach the House of Terror, a museum containing exhibits related to the fascist and communist regimes in 20th century Hungary. The standout external design really contrasts with the rest of the buildings on Andrassy Avenue.
Next we're off to Oktagon, which automatically makes it 8 times better than everywhere else.
Gotta love Oktagon. I remember being fully obsessed with its 3-floor Burger King as a young backpacker way back in 2009. Simpler times, eh? Down into the station you'll notice it has wider platforms than most of the other stations on this line, presumably due to either higher passenger numbers here, or the width of this Oktagon intersection with Grand Boulevard, allowing for the station itself to be a bit bigger. Back above ground, we're slipping and sliding through the shimmering wet streets to soak up the atmosphere.
This is a very cute street just off the side of Andrassy Avenue. A lot of bars and restaurants, sort of outdoor fire pits and lamps, really nicely lit, little park in the middle, lots of statues. I don't know what all of them are, but if anyone wants to tell us in the comments, feel free to. In most of these vlogs, I've become accustomed to just saying which area I would live in if I had a lot of money, or if some rich billionaire wanted to buy me an apartment somewhere. So far I'm going for here. Just up there would be nice. Maybe at the top, where you've got all the bars and restaurants, the little vibe, but you're kind of really close to the metro and the main streets. I don't know, maybe it is a bit noisy down here, but it's a beautiful vibe on the street. So we're back on the main street and it's pretty loud again and really slippery on the pavement. I'm trying not to go A over T right now. And we're going towards the Hungarian State Opera and the next metro station, which is the logically titled Opera.
And here we are heading into the stunning Hungarian State Opera House. Designed by a major figure of 19th century Hungarian architecture Miklós Ebel, construction began on the Opera House in 1875, with it eventually opening its doors to the public on the 27th of September 1884. The building did undergo renovation work in the 1980s and reopened exactly 100 years after the original opening, and I reckon you'll agree, it's absolutely stunning.
Right, we haven't been on the metro for a bit, so let's get on in.
Another short ride on the train takes us to Basilica. The station is named after Andrassy Avenue, a politician and leader of the resistance who was executed towards the end of the Second World War, and the poor guy has now got me absolutely butchering his name for a video. I'm really sorry.
So we're up at the next station, Basilica, and we are looking for St. Stephen's Basilica, which is kind of hard to miss because it is right near the exit of the metro. So let's take a closer look at this.
Here it is in all its glory. Named after the first king of Hungary, St. Stephen's Basilica was completed in 1905 after a 54-year period of construction, which included a dome collapse. Ouch. The basilica was built in neoclassical style with the church configured in a Greek cross ground plan. The facade features 2 large bell towers, with the southern tower boasting the largest bell in Hungary. Ding ding.
We're now heading to one of the main stations on the entire network. Only 3 change stations on the entire 4 lines, and there are a couple of places where 2 lines intersect, but at this station there are 3, red, yellow and blue, all connect here.
On the way there we get to check out the Ferris wheel of Budapest. The 65-metre tall wheel has 42 air-conditioned partially open cabins, and apparently 4 VIP cabins, bougie, holding up to 8 people each. It currently costs 4,900 Hungarian forint, or around 12 euros for adults, and 2,900 Hungarian forint, or around 7 euros for children below 12, to take 3 spins around the wheel, which apparently takes a total of 8 to 10 minutes. Across the park we reach tere, which connects lines 1, 2 and 3. Better throw the numbers in there for that small minority of viewers that have a meltdown whenever I use the colours to refer to the metro lines. We'll take a closer look at this particular station in the line 2 and 3 videos, which depending on when you're watching will either be coming very soon or already available to watch next. Our final short journey down the line sees us arriving at the end station Vajdahunyad, which is the last Hungarian thing that I'll have to try and pronounce today. Yay! There'll be some smarty pants comments, I'm sure. As we say goodbye to this diddy little metro train, let's have a wander and see what's outside.
I like how the English announcer on the metro just sounds like Anne Robinson from The Weakest Link, and just like, goodbye, you are the weakest link, goodbye, get out. A couple of things to note there. You need to be on the correct side of the road. Even when I went down into the second last station, I filmed the part with the flags around it. I had to go over the road and go down the stairs into the subway the other side, with it being such an old line, I guess, that there's no change underground, so you have to select the side of the road that's going the way you want to go. The other thing is there are a lot of ticket checks. It's got a similar trust system to Prague, I guess, where you can buy the tickets. You don't have to feed the ticket through any machine. You validate it at the start, but you don't have to go through barriers or gates. But I've never seen so many ticket checkers as I have today on that line, so mine got checked a few times. So make sure you have a ticket if you're on this line.
As night begins to fall, we get to check out this lovely square and statue, a rather classy looking shopping street, and finally some beautiful views out over the Danube. Perfect.
And with those stunning views in the background, that's where we're going to leave the video for today. So if you did get this far and you enjoyed it, please subscribe to the channel. And if you're already a subscriber who regularly helps me out, please like and comment. It really is important. I do read them all. I will reply to all of the comments as well. There are 3 more lines, the red, blue and green, coming up. See you in the next one.